Hey guys, it's Dulce. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a monochromatic cake, which means I'm only going to be using one shade of buttercream to decorate the whole cake. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment sections down below telling me what you want to see next. Make sure to also hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button to be notified of when I post new videos, and share this video with all of your friends because we are so close to hitting 300 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off, I'm going to be icing my cake with Swiss meringue buttercream, and I'm using a small angled spatula and a dough scraper to smooth out my cake. All of these tools will be listed in the description box down below, and I'll be adding links to them in case you guys want to check them out. Once my cake is iced and chilling in the fridge, I'm going to be using piping tip number 104 from Wilton, which is a petal tip, and making a buttercream rose. Once I'm done making the buttercream rose, I'm going to remove the parchment square with the flower on it, place it on a plate, and put it in the freezer so it's easier to handle when I assemble my cake. For this next part of the cake, I'm going to be creating these small drapes using a number 3 circle tip, which is pretty small. I'm going to start by slightly almost touching the cake with the tip, making steady pressure, and then slightly pulling away from the cake and then coming back to meet at the top. Then I'm going to do this for 2 layers, so the first layer of loops and then another one going on top of that one. In this clip, I'm showing you what happens when you have a small air bubble in your buttercream, so it'll cause it to break off and you won't be able to make the whole loop. This will happen a few times to you probably, so you can easily just clean that up using a spatula to lift it off and remove it from the cake. Once you are done making those 2 layers, you can start by making small little rosettes where 2 lines meet. I'm doing that all around the cake, and I'm using a small star tip, which is a number 18 piping tip. I'm also remembering to wipe off the tip of the piping tip with a clean paper towel every time I make a few of the rosettes, just to make sure that the tip doesn't get too clogged up. For the bottom border, I'm using that same small star tip, and I'm using a figure 8 motion to make a reverse shell border all around the bottom of the cake. I decided to go back in using that small circle tip and make this dot pattern below the second layer of loops. So I'm using 3 dots first, and then 2 dots below that, and then 1 dot and another dot below the other dot. But it's harder to explain, but there you can see what I'm talking about. The top edge of the cake looked a little bit weird without any border, so it only had the little rosettes at the top. So I decided to make a very simple bead border using the same circle tip, going all the way around the top of the cake. Then I just went ahead and added some buttercream on top. This just adds some height so I can place the rose on top and it won't be completely flat on the cake. I was able to place it down with my hands because it was frozen, so it didn't really get affected and it didn't get squished. After I place the rose down, I'm making small rosettes, alternating between a medium star tip and the small star tip to give it some dimension. After that, I'm going in with a number 68 leaf tip and just adding in some leaves randomly around. This is what your finished monochromatic cake should look like. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!